Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be about last minute gifts for your kids that don't involve toys. And I guess art supplies, I guess you can kind of see them as a toy. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I love open-ended toys and that I love natural toys made out of natural materials such as wood. But sometimes, you know, kids grow out of toys. They're not always going to play with the wood shaper that you got them or whatever. So sometimes the best gifts to me are those that get their hands dirty, those that allow them to create. And yeah, they don't create more clutter and more stuff in your house. I mean, yes, the stuff does create, it takes up space in your home. I get that, but they don't last forever, you know. So I don't know. I just feel like art supplies are great gifts to give. So let me show you guys some of the things that I think are great. Okay, so the first obvious one that a lot of kids like, and I'm gonna say kids, but really some of these gifts can be given to younger kids. Like I have an 18-month and a 4-year-old. So some of these gifts can work for both. I think. Now, it just depends on your kids. My 18-month-old doesn't put things in her mouth. So I don't get so worried. Of course, I'm always near her and watching her, but still. Okay, so let me get started. Sorry, guys. Okay, so the first obvious one, and one that works really well, I think, for a younger kid and older kid, but especially for like my daughter, 18-month-old, this is one of the gifts that I will be giving her. Now, it's an obvious one that a lot of kids like, which is Play-Doh. I make my Play-Doh from scratch. I prefer to make it than buy it because the stuff that you buy, like for example, at the 99-cent store, I don't know how natural it is. And if you do have, like if you have an older kid, then, you know, they're probably not going to put things in their mouth. But if you do have a younger child, then, and you're worried about that, then making your own Play-Doh is the best. And you can put it in cute little boxes with a bow or whatever. And yeah, you know, what kid doesn't like, you know, any kind of Play-Doh? So that's a great gift. Another idea is doing Eco Dough. I know they make some, I'll link it down below, but I know they make some Play-Doh that's all natural. It is like, I think $20-something, which I think is overpriced. I mean, I think that's just a crazy amount of money to pay for four little containers of Play-Doh. I know it's natural, but it's just like 4 little things. I mean, that's just a lot of money. And you know, Play-Doh does dry out. If you leave it out, then you're gonna be like, damn, I paid $25 for that. And they left it out. So I don't know, I prefer to make it, and then I'm not worried, and I can make it in large quantities. So I usually put it in this airtight container. I don't have the top with me, but I put it in this airtight container and it lasts a really long time. So that's the first gift. The second gift is for an older child. And even for like for my 18-month, I'm going to let her get her hands dirty. But you know, of course, like I said, you have to watch your children. It's just air dry clay, and I just got this at Target because I couldn't find the stuff on Amazon that I usually buy. But this will be for my older daughter. And air dry clay is amazing for kids. You know, you work with water and clay, and it's really good for their just getting their hands stronger and creating and all that good stuff that I've talked about in other videos. And I love it because it basically, it dries out, it hardens, and they can create different shapes. And you can, you know, put this in a gift with some paint, and then that way when they do create little different things, it'll dry and they can paint it. And I'm going to give you guys an example of something like my daughter Lyric made. You know, she made this. Basically, we do a lot of I do a lot of homeschooling type of stuff at home. And so we were talking about rocks one week and the different types of rocks and different colors of rocks. And so she made this rock. And in Spanish, the little note says una roca. And she made it on, I wrote it down because we just thought it was cute to have it written down so we know when she made this. But it was September 15th of this year. And yeah, she made a rock. And so she chose not to paint it. But this is just really fun for kids, and it's different from just a typical toy. So you can pick this up at Target for like $4, for something. So this is a great gift. You can order it on Amazon. You can order more of the, if you don't want to buy Crayola or anything. There are other brands out there that I have that is made, this is, well actually this is Plastina. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's made by Sargent, and this is non-hardening modeling clay, mineral earth-based. Colors can be blended to achieve new colors, sulfur and gluten-free. The next thing that I have is actually more clay, but this is more like colorful clay. You can just pick this up on Amazon. This is, I forgot what the brand is for this, but this is also for my older daughter who's 4 years old. I mean, this is stuff that she's already had. This isn't, I'm not giving her this as a gift, but this I just want to show you guys. And I put them in this airtight container, and it lasts a really long time. And she makes all kinds of stuff with this, flowers and donuts and all kinds of stuff. So this is a kind of a different type of gift. And that is, you can get a nice little container box and buy some beads and some rope and just put it in a nice container. This is not a gift that I'm giving my daughter because this is something she already has, but just giving you guys an example. You could get all kinds of colorful gifts, colorful beads, and get some regular just rope at Michael's and put it in a nice container with some bows. And this is really cool because they can make necklaces, they can make bracelets for their friends and for their family or for themselves. And they just love this, and it helps them focus really long. And the cool thing is that like beads like this can be used with clay. She uses beads and different things that I buy her, loose materials, for all kinds of art stuff that she creates. For example, like this, she made this for me. And these are very simple things that I just put in a tray with some paper and glue, and this is what she made, and she just loved it. Another idea that this is one idea that I'm going to do this year, is I'm going to make a box, kind of like this one, a cardboard box, and I'm going to stuff it with all kinds of loose materials, such as fabric scraps, rocks, stones, paint, popsicle sticks. You could also put little ceramic tiles that you buy at like Home Depot or whatever. You can add some buttons in there. Buttons are great. You can get those at the 99-cent store, I'm pretty sure, because buttons are used with glue, and they use them. They like to just stick their hands in there as a sensory type of activity. Bark, pine cones, you know, some of her definitely paint and paint brushes. And just a bunch of different kinds of loose materials. And believe it or not, it sounds so like, oh, my kid probably wouldn't like that. But believe it or not, they will like it, because it's just a box full of treasures. And it's very open-ended, and allows them to come up with their own ideas on what to do with those materials. So just think outside the box. If you don't want to run to the store just to buy a bunch of toys that they might not play with or that they'll get bored with, a box of treasures of loose materials that they can do all kinds of things with is so much fun. The next gift is a gift that I think probably you guys, your kids probably already have, hopefully, but are colored pencils, all kinds of colored pencils, or colored or crayons. Now we have 2 sets of colored pencils. Some of our favorites. This is the Lyra set. And I love these colored pencils. They're awesome. They're made in Germany, and they're, I think, unlacquered. And so my 18-month-old uses these. Believe it or not, she will hold them and just kind of scribble on paper. You can give this with some roll of paper, any kind of paper. You can buy that big, thick roll, or things like paper pads like these. I got these really cheap at this, like, I guess it's kind of like the 99-cent store by my house, but it's not. It's not called the 99-cent store. It's like a family-owned place. But this was 99 cents, and it was for 30 sheets. But you can get them probably even cheaper if you get like more on Amazon. You can buy those big rolls of paper. So that's another gift. And I love these crayons. These are beeswax crayons. These are perfect for the younger kids, especially if they're putting things in their mouth, although you still don't want them to put this in their mouth because it is definitely a choking hazard, but you know what I mean. So these are great, and they color really nicely, and these are used on a constant basis. So those gifts are great. Another gift that we actually just got from my daughter, and I've never used it before, but I thought it was kind of cool, and this is for my oldest, is it's called Kits for Kids. Kits for Kids, and this is window art, and I'm excited for her to use this. I feel like she'll really enjoy this. It's window paint applicator, and let me show you guys what's in it. In here are just different things like this. So I think she'll really enjoy this, and then it comes with some paint and some glitter. Yeah, so it's just cool. It's colorful, so I know she'll like it. There's numbers, there's little people in there, animals. Yeah, I think she'll enjoy this. And so it even gives you make your own window paint. It even gives you some instructions. Be creative. I love that. Frames and borders. I mean, this is just so really cute. Wonderful window words. Yeah. Window chalk markers. So this is a really cool, it gives you ideas, embellishing your window art. Yeah, so this is really good for an older child. I believe this set says for, not for children 3 and younger. The next gift I have, it's probably not very, usually what people I guess would think about giving their kids, but I'm going to show you guys what I like and what my daughter Lyric really loves. I've given her this before in the past, so I'm not going to do it this year, but she really, really loved it. All right, so just like really, really big canvases that they can paint on. So here's one that my oldest worked on, and you know, this is really cool. Like, it seems like a canvas, you'd be like, well, your kid's not going to be excited about a canvas, but they will be excited about a canvas, blank canvases, if they're paired with some really cool paint. Then they will get excited. And so, yeah, we often gift my kids canvases, even the little one that's 18 months. This is something she created with her older sister. And the cool thing about giving canvases is that you can keep them, you know, it's not like paper. You can put it up on the wall as art, and they love it. So we sometimes get like packs of small ones, and we will get big ones, and you can get them. This is just regular IKEA paint, but you can buy like Lyra has some great oil paint that you can buy, like a little paint set. But canvases are really cool to have. Kids love them, and yeah, they're just fun. The next thing I have is obviously stamps are always good. All kinds of stamps. I actually found these stamps at the Goodwill, and they work really well. And they're just regular. I think these are probably by Melissa and Doug. I actually have no clue what brand this is, but yeah, they're just basically little, like, this is a butterfly. You got some flowers. I think we have like a horse here. Yeah, just stuff that, you know, that allow children to use when they are creating art. So art materials allow your children to explore different materials. And even when they're not making something that you can yourself recognize, it allows them to work with materials that perhaps they've never worked with. It allows them to learn how to manipulate different things, and it also allows them to use their imagination. So those are, to me, are the best types of gifts. Yeah, so those are the gifts ideas that I have. If you have any ideas, please comment down below, because I would love to know and get more ideas for myself. We still have a few more days before Christmas, and I love to get some more ideas to put as stocking stuffers or whatever. I haven't finished my Christmas shopping. We don't do like so many gifts, but usually what we do is, like I said, more art materials and books. We don't really do a lot of toys. I feel like my kids already have enough toys. Once in a while, I will buy a toy here and there. A lot of times the toys that I buy are used. Even the books I buy are used. And I rotate my toys. So I don't constantly have to be changing out different toys and buying different toys. I stick to open-ended materials, so that way they don't get as bored with those toys. But yeah, so again, if you guys have any ideas, please comment down below. And if not, I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.